Good morning, everybody. I think it's just me. It's Rick Murray here trying to do some scripts class for the Keller Williams Showcase Properties. Monday morning, 8:30 a.m. on the 22nd of June. I'm here in the office in Quincy. Lisa just went to grab a coffee. She's teaching Ignite today, and we are keeping busy. All this script practice is paying off. So we'll just hang out here waiting for a few people to sign on.
And so Lisa gave me the numbers to call on that street.
Yeah.
And I haven't called him yet because I'm getting ready for I have a seller presentation tomorrow. Listing presentation tomorrow. Yes, I've been getting ready for that. But basically, what should I say to them when I call them?
So let me just understand the context. So you're calling people on the streets that you gave Lisa. So this is really just a cold call, right?
Yeah.
And did you say that there was a home pending in that neighborhood that you want to promote?
Yeah. I just kind of wanted to call and make a connection because of that house.
So let's role play just a little bit here. And, you know, if you want to take notes, you'll be the homeowner and I'll be the realtor.
Okay, hold on. Okay.
Okay, so what I'm going to say is something that I think you should say when you're calling a geographic area around a pending sale. Okay, so ring, ring.
Hello?
Oh, hi, is this Trish Daly?
Yes, it is.
Hello, Trish. Good morning. This is Rick Murray from Keller Williams Realty Showcase Property, and I'm calling you today real quick to be the first.
I'm not interested. Thank you. Bye.
No, bye. Yeah. And that's when you just say, okay, go to the next one. That's real life. And that's why we make call after call after call to get through those people. Because ultimately, there is going to be one person that does want to chat, and that's who I'm calling next. Ring, ring.
Hello?
Hi, is this Trish?
Yes, it is.
Hey, Trish, before you hang up, I just want to let you know I'm a realtor, and I'm calling up telling you some great, exciting news. So a house around the corner from you came on the market, and it went pending in just 4 days. And as a realtor, I know that usually when we have one home selling in a neighborhood, typically another one shows up. So I'm just being a little proactive today. And I'm calling to see if there's any chance that you might be given any thoughts at all to selling your home in the near future. Have you?
No, not really.
How long you been there, Trish?
10 years.
10 years. That's fantastic. So Trish, let me ask you, if you were going to sell, where do you think you'd move to?
Probably Texas.
Wow, Texas. That's exciting. That's where my company headquarters is based. And do you think you might be moving there in the near future?
Probably in 5 years.
In 5 years. And why 5 years, Trish? Why not this year?
My son is in 9th grade.
And you want him to graduate high school?
Yes.
Yeah, that makes sense. I can totally relate to that. Well, would it be okay if I kept in touch with you between now and 5 years and periodically send you information about the market? That way, when you do decide to sell, I'd love to be the person that you call to help and use as a resource and help you through the process of selling your home. Would that be okay with you?
Yeah, that'd be fine.
So off script. So Trish, I mean, not everyone's going to want to do anything, right? So you just, if you noticed, I started to ask you questions, and if you can just write down this little piece of advice, and that is get curious. So, you know, you're calling with an objective in mind, but you have to be curious about these people that are picking up the phone on the other end of the line that you don't even know. But if you get curious about them, say, hey, I'm just curious, how long have you lived there? If you did sell, where would you move to? So if you start asking curious-based questions, it's easier to have a conversation.
Okay.
Whoever's asking the questions is pretty much in control. So curiosity is going to really help you come up with what questions you ask. You know, you have to be curious. If you're not curious, you may not ask good questions. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah. And it's funny, like before I was like, questions, you know, like so many questions after questions, but it's really like they really don't mind. If they mind, they'll say something.
Yeah, if they mind, they'll hang up on you, right?
Right.
But if you remember, one thing I always preach is our goal is to have 20 conversations a day. And not all of those conversations turn into appointments, but some of them will. And that's the objective. So
Okay.
it's the first objective is to have conversations and then see where they go. So they're either,
Okay.
you really can't lose. Even if they get mad and they hang up, no problem. Go to the next one. But if you have a good conversation, but they're not selling, guess what? You've just spoken to someone, you mentioned your name, you told them what you do, they know you're in real estate, and you just never know where someone's going to think of you and say, oh my God, this lady Trish was so nice. I actually do know someone after they hang up with us, they call us back. You just never know what's going to happen. So the goal is to, and so let me back up. You had said in the beginning of the call that you were getting ready for a seller presentation tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
What time is that presentation?
It's at 2:00, 2 p.m.
So are you going to spend all the hours today and all the hours tomorrow just preparing for that appointment and not call? So the point I'm trying to make is, you know, what happens, it happened to me, and people get ready. What you really need to do is take action. And there's a phone right here. You see this? That's also called a cash register. So if you want to make some cash, you need to pick up that phone and start asking questions to people. And
Lord, you know me.
well, seriously, Trish, if you're disciplined enough to block off some time today, okay, and practice disciplined time blocking. So let's say you said from 10 to 11, you're going to make outbound calls. That's it. You make an appointment with yourself. Don't be attached to the outcome. Don't be attached to the outcome of the calls. Be attached to the process of making the calls, because there's 20 different things that can come from it, right? They can hate you, they can hang up on you, they can love you, you can get an appointment, you get a database addition, you get a referral. Either one doesn't really matter. Be attached to the process of picking up the phone and making some outbound calls just for 1 hour. And then you can prepare your seller's presentation for the remaining time. But when you're not making calls, you're not making money.
Right.
Let me ask you, how did you get this appointment from the seller, the listing appointment tomorrow?
I call expired.
Good for you. So it's an expired listing call? That's awesome. So you are making calls. Good for you.
Yeah.
So is this your first listing appointment, or have you done it before?
First one.
Do you have a mentor, or are you on your own?
No. I have Kristen. She's helping me.
Okay, good. Yeah, maybe they can even go with you, but you want to secure that listing. If you get an appointment, that's a big deal. So it's good that you prepare for it, but don't spend 100% of your time preparing for it. I spend maybe an hour, sometimes two, depending on the appointment. But think about that. If my appointment's 2 o'clock tomorrow and I only spend 2 hours of preparation, I can probably do that, this afternoon from 3 to 5.
Mm-hmm.
So between 9 a.m. and 3 p.m., what am I going to do?
Right.
I shouldn't be stressing and thinking about that appointment. Just put blocks of time in your calendar and be disciplined enough to stick to those times. Okay?
Okay.
So you have an expired listing appointment tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
What is part
I
of, tell
think
me about your preparation. How are you preparing for this appointment?
I was really it came into my mind to ask Kristen to come with me,
Good.
but I was like, but I didn't ask her yet. Maybe I'll ask her. Hopefully she's not busy. But
Where,
I'll
where,
ask her.
where's the appointment?
Dorchester,
And is it single or multi?
single.
Okay. So what does your preparation look like?
Well,
Are you studying the comp so you understand where the value is, where her position?
that's the thing. That's the thing. I looked at the comp. There is nothing.
So
There's
why do you
nothing
think
to
it didn't
compare.
sell?
The reason why it didn't sell is they didn't do any staging.
Okay.
You can
So-
tell on the pictures, like there is no
Yeah,
staging
so you
at all.
have to come up with some scripts for this appointment tomorrow to address their problem.
Okay.
So they have a problem and they're expecting you to come over their house with a solution to it. And if you come with a solution, you'll leave with the listing. If you don't come with a solution, you won't leave with the listing.
Okay. Okay. So
some of the questions you need to ask them, I think you should talk with Kristen about how do you script practice your scripts from the moment you arrive. Hey, Mr. Seller, thank you so much for allowing us to come over to your house today and figure out why your house didn't sell. We're grateful for the opportunity. Is there a place we can sit down and talk? Let's sit at the dining room table. Great. So let's just recap your motivation. So you put your home on the market, why? And you're moving to where, when? So you want to revisit their motivation to sell.
right.
Because if there's no motivation to sell, then you're going to waste your time.
Yeah.
Once you review their motivation, now you can start to ask them questions during the presentation. So Mr. Homeowner, I'm just curious. Want to explain for me again, why do you think your home didn't sell? I'm just curious, because typically it's either price, condition, or marketing. So which one of those do you?
It's probably marketing and
Condition.
It's all of them.
It's all of them. So if you'd be willing to price your home that will cause it to sell and put it in a condition that will cause it to sell and allow us to market your home so that it will sell, would you like me to sell it for you? So just, again, you need to, if you're doing any preparation for this appointment tomorrow, you need to be thinking of some powerful questions to ask. And don't be afraid to ask a powerful question. That's why you have to think, why are they even asking you to come over tomorrow, right? So you need to be thinking about that so you can come with a solution. So it's good that you have that appointment, but guess what? You got to go get another appointment too. You want to have at least one of those every workday, 5 days a week. That's what you should try to target, one appointment a day, 5 days a week. That would be 20 appointments a month. And if you got 50% of them, that's 10 listings a month. And if 50% of those sell, that's 5 sales a month.
Oh, because I was wondering how you got 5 sales a month. So
well, you don't get any sales without appointments, right? And you typically don't get appointments without lead generation or prospecting, unless you're super lucky and deals just fall in your lap. But luck is not a business plan. So
Right.
you need to, you know, the one thing that works for realtors that's been proven over decades is lead generation. If you actually do it, it will result in appointments. So it sounds like you're doing some of it. You called some expireds. That is awesome. You got to keep doing that. And by the
Yeah.
way, expireds are the low hanging fruit. They've already hired a realtor, right? So we know they're going to hire a realtor.
Mhm.
And so that list of people that Lisa sent you last week, they're not expireds, but they live around a home that has recently sold. Is that right?
Yeah, it's like enticing, you know, like,
Yeah.
they have a sale pending, like,
Yeah.
huh,
And was that your sale pending or someone else's?
someone else's.
Yeah. So you can, you know, you're not going to lie to anybody, but you can still use that as a leverage point just by getting into dialogue with people and saying, hey, did you know? Because you're a realtor, Trish. They're not, right?
Right.
Did you know that a home in our neighborhood, and you can say our, if you live in the neighborhood, say our neighborhood, just came on the market. So I would research the history of the listing, find out when it got listed, how many days it took to receive an offer, maybe even call the listing broker. Hey, what's going on with that? Where is it? You know, is it solid? Get some information, and now you have information to share with people when you're in conversation. Keep in mind, they're going to hang up. But someone is out of those calls is going to want to talk to you, and
Okay.
that's the person you want to check off as a contact. You had a conversation with an adult about real estate.
Right.
Boom.
Right.
Then make the next call. And you just got to keep
Right.
going and going and going.
So back to the listen tomorrow. So you said to ask powerful questions, and you did said something after that. I forgot. So basically, it sounds like you want me to be in charge and to get the business.
Yeah, they have a problem. And you already know what the problem is, but you need to bring the solution. The problem is their house didn't sell. So you have to figure out why. It sounds like you've already done that a little bit. So maybe they could use some staging, and they probably could use a price change.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to come at them in such a way that helps them self-discover that, you know, and you use comps to explain that they might be not priced right. So you want to leave there with the contract signed. And the only way you're going to do that is if you can convince them that by changing their price a little bit, allowing you to bring a stager in and you know, not you paying for the staging, but maybe them, because it's their house, their investment.
Yeah.
What we do on our team is we pay for the original consultation. Okay.
Okay.
We pay a $250 consultation charge as part of our services. But if they hire the stager, that's on them. And the staging costs can vary greatly, but you know, at least you get them a quote. But you need to convince them that you have a solution to the problem. Hey, listen, I know your house will sell if you price it right, if you stage it, and if you let me and, you know, if you let Trish Daly market it. So just be prepared for any questions they might ask you. Like if, you know, hey, Trish, how do you plan on marketing my home? You know, they might ask you that question, so you want to have the answers. And that's when you should call your mentor after this class and have this discussion.
Yeah, we have an appointment today after Ignite.
Awesome.
Yeah. I'm gonna ask her, can you come?
Yeah. Yeah, and then you know, if she says yes, you need to call that appointment and confirm the appointment and tell them that someone's coming with you, all right, and get their permission. And have you ever done a pre-qualification? You know what that is?
No, I haven't done that.
So when you pre-qualify the appointment, you're basically gathering more information before the actual appointment so that you can perform your best at that appointment. But keep in mind, a pre-qual may actually eliminate the appointment, and that's okay. So for example, yeah, if you, I'm trying to look for my pre-qual here. If you call up a homeowner and you say, hey, I'm going to be meeting you tomorrow at 2 o'clock. Do you have 10 minutes so I can just ask you a couple of questions before our meeting so that we can really have a very efficient meeting? And I don't want to waste anyone's time, but I want to be very efficient. So then you go through the pre-qual question list. Remind me why you're selling. How soon do you have to be there? How much do you owe on your property? Why do you think your house didn't sell the first time? Are you willing to price your home to the cost it to sell? And will all the decision makers be there? So if you don't do that pre-qual, you could easily show up and then have someone say, oh, my wife's not here. She makes all the decisions. Complete waste of time, right?
Right.
Or,
Right.
oh, I thought I told you, we have a cousin who's a realtor. We're going to use them. You know, so the pre-qual is an opportunity to make sure that you're going to keep the appointment, or to make sure that they're worthy of meeting with you. You have to think of it that way. Not that, you know, they're doing you a favor by making the appointment. You're doing them a favor by coming over there to give them a solution to their problem, right?
Problem.
So if you shift your mindset a little bit, like, hey, you're the expert, Trish. You're the one that took the course and passed the exam and attend all these classes. You're the one that has the knowledge, not them. So it's a privilege. They have a privilege of having you come over to their house. They should be grateful the fact that they get to speak to someone like you and help them solve their problem. Now, you also want to have the listing paperwork pre-filled out. So you want to assume the close, assume the business. Just walk over there like it's your listing to take if you want it. But if they're not willing to change anything, right? I don't want to change the price. I'm not going to stage. I don't know if I'd take that listing because they've already shown that someone else tried it, didn't work out. What makes them think
Two times?
Oh, really? So you're the third agent?
But the thing is, they have a $300,000 loan on it already. So
what's it worth? What do you think it's worth?
3 something.
Do they have enough equity to sell and sell with a realtor?
Oh yeah.
So probably worth in the mid to high threes. Yeah. So you have you've got some homework to do, but this is good that you want appointments like this. Trish, we got about 3 minutes left. Is there any scripts that you think we can work on right now in the next few minutes that you'd like me to help you with for that appointment specifically?
So
I have I'm going to send you some scripts after this call, but there's these questions right here. I'm going to send you this sheet, but this when we walk into an appointment, sometimes me and Lisa use this script, and it looks like this. So Trish, myself and Lisa have 3 critical questions for you today. The first question is, do you really want to sell your house? The second question is, are you willing to price your home to sell, or do you want it to sit on the market? And then the third question is, do you want us to sell it for you? So we start our appointment with those questions. And you can also, come at them this way. We have 3 goals, Miss Trish. We have a great deal of respect for you and your investment of time. In fact, we only have 3 goals for you today. We're going to review your motivation to sell this house now and agree on a price that will cause it to sell. Then we'll take a moment and I'll answer any questions that you have. And then we'll decide today whether you choose to work with me. And I'll decide if I choose to take your listing. That doesn't happen a lot. For instance, you may not to choose to set a price that will help your house to sell, or you may choose me to pay for marketing that I know will not help you sell your house. Either way is fine. Fair enough? So they sound a little bold, right?
Right.
But they set a tone that you are the professional, you are in control, and you know what you're doing, and you have the solution to their problems. So I encourage you to really, I'll email this to you. I encourage you to read this script. I encourage you to prepare for that appointment. Call Kristen and have her come with you. And
we're planning to doing a 2-step.
oh, you doing a 2-step?
So I gotta talk to her because I was like, yeah, I gotta talk to her. Yeah.
Well, a 2-step is fine. And I used to primarily just do 2-steps because I thought there was a great deal of value in going over to the house, seeing it, and going, establishing rapport, right? And then making another appointment. And that's fine, but it does take it's 2 times, not 1. It takes a lot more time. And if the seller has a sense of urgency, they may not want to take that time. They may want to hire someone right away. So
he seems like he really wants to go.
Yeah, so it's so easy to do a really powerful 1-step, but that requires a good pre-qual, which you could do this afternoon. You really could, with the help of Chris, and do a pre-qual. We used to have Marsha do them for us, or our admin would do them for us. It'd be a third party calling our client to confirm the appointment and ask all the questions. And that way, when we show up, they look at us as the professionals. If we don't do the pre-qual, there's a far less chance that we're going to get the listing, and a far greater chance that there's going to be a problem that,
right.
So, but there's a lot to it. It sounds like there's a lot to it, but honestly, this is what we do. When someone says, what does being a realtor mean? It means making calls, setting appointments, and figuring out people's real estate problems and offering solutions and helping them through the entire process. But it starts with getting appointments to help people. Because if you don't have appointments, I don't know, what do you have? Some nice looking business cards, right?
I know.
What good are they without people? You need people. So,
yeah.
Trish, I hope you enjoyed today. It is 9:02. My God, that went fast, huh?
Yeah.
So I have your email. I'll send you over some of these scripts that I have in front of me that I think might help you for tomorrow's appointment. And good luck on Ignite today.
Yeah.
Take lots of notes. This is going to be one of those classes where you take lots of notes. And Lisa's going to pick
I'm
out of the
looking
park.
forward to it.
Yeah, Lisa's going to. How many students are taking Ignite this time around? Do you know?
15.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Awesome. Well, Trish,
So
if you
thank you, Rick. I had some nuggets.
Good. Well,
some nice nuggets.
After this call and after Ignite, if if Kristen's unable to go with you, check with us. We might be able to.
Yeah.
Because it's important you secure that business. You leave with the contract signed. This is an important opportunity for you.
Okay,
So
cool.
Just
Thank
let
you.
us know. Okay.
All right,
All right,
Rick.
good luck.
Thank you. All right,
Bye-bye.
bye-bye.